my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be wearing makeup, putting on makeup for you guys, and I'm going to be using makeup from ELF. Now, if you haven't done so already, check out my previous video, not the video before my previous video, where my niece does my makeup. I'll put it somewhere here. She was actually the first person to use ELF products on my face, and that was the first time ELF has ever touched my skin. So this will be the second video of where I actually put those products on myself with my technique. And from the previous video, when I looked back, I could see that the foundation was a bit too light. So I am going to be remixing the products. I'm going to be mixing and matching to get my desired look. But I wanted to just do a video on here so I can look back and see whether I like ELF. ELF has never really appealed to me. However, hopefully from this video I leave with another impression. So yeah, check out that video if you haven't done so. I have not been wearing makeup for a really long time, so excuse me if I am rusty. I am currently working from home and I haven't worn makeup in such a long time. My skin is doing okay. Listen, it's that time of the month. This cheek just doesn't want to cooperate with me, but apart from that, my skin is doing okay. I'm not really picking my face anymore or anything like that. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Ison, and I'll be uploading twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, and it will be mainly beauty related topics and hauls and things like that. So if you are interested, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also click the bell notification button so you don't miss a video, and let's get started. So the first item I'll be using on my face is foundation, and this is the ELF Finish foundation, and it's in the shade Cinnamon, deep with golden undertones. Now on the ELF website, I'll put it somewhere here, they have like a virtual try on system, which means you can actually take a picture of your face and you could choose which foundations best match your skin, and when you choose the shade it will show in the picture. But it's really good to see what shade you may be. So this is the one that I selected. Unfortunately, it was a bit too light, so I will be mixing this today, and I will be mixing this with my Max Factor 3-in-1 primer concealer foundation, and this one is in the shade Chestnut. This one is a little bit darker. It will go really well if I mix it with the ELF foundation. Now I tend not to like mixing my foundations, I just don't like mixing stuff, but for the purpose of this video I'll be mixing the two foundations. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit on my hands. I should actually shake it first. I'm just going to squirt a little bit on my hands, and I'm also going to squirt this one. Now I use this one during summer because I do get a little bit darker during summer, so I'm just going to mix that into my hand. And I'm going to use my trusted Real Techniques brush, and this is actually a powder brush, but I always use a powder brush to apply my foundation. I'm just going to put that all over my skin. Smells a little bit funny. Okay, such a better match compared to when I first applied it. And what I like about the Max Factor foundation is that it's also a primer and concealer, so the coverage is pretty good. I don't know why I'm talking about Max Factor when it's an ELF video, but I don't know what I like about the ELF one because I haven't actually used it. So I finished putting my foundation on, and as you can see, it is a really good match. I will have to always mix the ELF foundation with other foundations just because it is really light. Luckily, I have a darker foundation which is able to balance things out. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. And I'm actually going to be using this eyebrow pencil also from ELF, and it's called the Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I'm not fussed with my brow pencils and stuff like that, as long as it's my shade. I believe this one is in the dark brown, deep brown. So I'm just going to use this on my eyebrows. I haven't done my eyebrows in such a long time. Not too bad. And then I'm going to just brush it out. Eyebrows complete. Now, this is the concealer that I purchased from e.l.f. and this one is called the 16-Hour Camo Concealer Matte Finish in the shade Deep Olive. This isn't the best concealer to highlight your eyebrows with, so I'm not going to be using this. As I mentioned, I am mix and matching to make sure that I get my desired look. I don't know if I'm going to go for like a winter kind of smoky look, but I definitely don't want to use this to highlight my brow bow. So I'm going to be using this one from MAC. If you haven't watched my previous videos, go and watch it, please. And because I always use this to highlight my eyebrows, I'm just going to be using this dusty ass concealer brush that I've been using for several years, and it just never fails me. So I'm going to be using that to highlight my eyebrows today. I don't know if I've grown out of wearing makeup every day. I don't feel like there's a need for it, but I feel like it is nice to make the effort sometimes. Now that I finish highlighting my brow bow, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. concealer and just as a little bit on my eyelid to create a blank canvas. So we'll be using some sort of eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna blend that in quickly using this. This is just a random brush. I mentioned in previous videos, I never know the names of brushes. I just use whatever brush I feel like will do the job. Okay, so now that my eyes are semi-done, I'm going to actually conceal underneath my eyes. I'm going to go back in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Concealer. Now, in my last video when my niece done my makeup, this didn't even, it was not a highlight. So I'm going to actually mix this. And what I'm going to mix this with is Tarte. My Tarte concealer is actually really light for me and I still use it. And I just don't know why I still use it, but my Tarte concealer is actually Tan Sand, which is quite light, and this concealer is Deep Olive. So I'm going to mix these two together to give me the perfect color, and I'm just going to put a little bit underneath my eyes, and then I'm going to go in with the darker concealer. Hopefully that gives me the shades I want. I'm going to go in with my trusted beauty blender. I like to use the mini one to get right in there. I finished blending my under eye and I feel like it's not light enough, but I'm going to just leave it like this. So I'm going to now set that with my Laura Mercier powder. Unfortunately, I did not get powder from e.l.f. So I'm going to use my Laura Mercier powder. So I'm going to quickly set that. So now it's time for contour, and I actually picked up this contour kit also from e.l.f. And it's called Contour, that's my laptop, sorry. It's called Contour Palette Deep, and it looks like that. Just your typical contour palette. I'm gonna actually use the darker shade to contour the perimeters of my face, and then I'm gonna use this kind of shimmery shade to put down the bridge of my nose. And I didn't actually get any eyeshadow from e.l.f., so I may be using one of these two shades to act as a eyeshadow. It's not really dark. It's not showing up at, well, a little bit. And this is the NARS, what brush is this? I forgot. I think it's like a kabuki brush or contour brush. I'm not too sure. So I'm gonna just clean up the contour, and I'm going to be using a blending brush, and I'm going to go back in with the Laura Mercier. I'm just going to put this under my cheek, like I mentioned, just to clean up the contour. And whilst I let that bake, I'm going to do my eyeshadow and also contour my nose. But first, let's do eyeshadow. I actually also have e.l.f. brushes. I have no idea where they all are, but I do have e.l.f. brushes. This is a e.l.f. blush brush. I also have, yeah, I bought the whole set from TK Maxx, and if you ask me where it is, I could not even tell you. So I'm gonna go in with this random brush. This is, I'm sure it's a eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna try use the shades in here, and I'm gonna go in with the darker shades. It's not even hitting the sides, guys. It's not doing anything. And I never go crazy with my shadow because I don't know how to actually do eyeshadow. I'm not gonna lie. So, and now I'm going to just contour my nose, and I'm going to be using this brush again. This is a random brush, and I'm just going to get the dark shade and just draw a line here like I usually do, and I'm going to bring the contour shade into my brow bone. Okay, so now my face is looking a bit defined. I'm going to go back in with this concealer and just put it down the bridge of my nose just to clean up that contour we did. So just blending that all in. So now I'm going to remove the powder, and I'm going to use the brush that I use for my foundation. As I told you, I use whatever brush is in front of me. So this is what it's looking like. I am liking it, but this is a cheat because this isn't a full face of e.l.f. It's a full face of everything else apart from e.l.f. Now that I finished contouring my face, I'm gonna go in with the shimmery shades, as I mentioned, and just put it down the bridge of my nose. And you can use a brush, but I just like to use my fingers. I'm gonna actually put some concealer around my mouth because my mouth is looking kind of dark. Must be my moustache. Now I'm going to go in with some blush, and I will be using blush from e.l.f. and this blush is very pigmented. When my niece used this on my face for the very first time, she was really shocked at how much the colour shows straight away. So you have to be light-handed with this. This blush is called the Primark Infused Shimmer Blush in the shade Always Lucky, which is sort of like a fluorescent pink. It's kind of similar to Raisin, I think, or maybe not. Let's see. This is what it looks like in comparison to Raisin. As you can see, this is much more browner, much more muted, and this one is very pink, very purplish. So they're not similar, but when you close the lids, they are similar. No, they're not similar at all. And this brush that I'm using is actually a blush brush from e.l.f. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just gonna, like I said, keep it here. It's coming together, it's coming together. Right, so I have finished putting blush on my face. So what's left is my lips and my lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. Now, there was no lip liner on the e.l.f. website, so I wasn't able to get that. So I decided to keep it safe and use a lip gloss. And the lip gloss I have today is called the Lip Plumping Gloss, and it's in the shade Sparkling Rose. So I'm gonna line my lip with MAC, and this is Chestnut. My lips are lined, and I'm gonna go in with the gloss. I feel like I overlined my lips, but let's see. I definitely overlined my lips, but oh well. So I keep on saying so. I've nearly finished with my makeup. The only thing left now is my lashes. I'm going to put my lashes on and then come back here for a final review. So this is the final look. I actually really like the way this makeup look turned out. I think it's definitely a nice makeup for fall. I think the dark lips, the eyes and the blusher is just perfect if you want a winter kind of look. Even though I don't have anything too extreme, it's definitely sort of a deep, dark, sexy November, December, January kind of look. In terms of the makeup, now I will say that e.l.f. is okay. There's nothing spectacular about e.l.f. It does the job. It's a drugstore makeup brand. However, I feel like I was able to finesse it a little bit because I was using products that I have used and always use in my makeup routine, which was able to give me this look. However, I really like the way it has turned out. I like my eyes. The lashes that I have on, I have no idea where they're from. They're either from Superdrug. No, they're either from Savers or they're from Velour Lashes. I only buy my lashes from Velour or Savers. But yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys liked the video. I haven't looked like this in such a long time. My friends and family can vouch. I never have makeup on when they see me. I'm always barefaced because I'm always being rushed by my fiance. So I never ever have time to do my hair or even look decent. Let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see from me. I'm getting very I don't have video ideas anymore, hence why you see the decline in my consistency. However, if I think of video ideas, of course I will film. However, if you guys have suggestions, let me know in the comment section. I hope you liked this video. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. If you are an older here, thank you for staying, and hopefully I see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.